Hello there and welcome. Today we are taking a full look at the Adventure Force Monolith. While this blaster is being branded as Adventure Force, it is of course made by Dart Zone. Now I know the Monolith came out in 2021, so it's not the most relevant thing, but I found relevance in the fact that you can pick these up right now for $20 in most Walmarts, which I definitely think justifies taking a look at it because compared to the $40 retail price that it originally had, $20 for a full auto rival style blaster is very interesting. The Monolith is shipping with 40 tactical strike rounds, which are compatible with rival rounds, and it is claiming performance FPS, but no specific number, which is a little weird, but let's open this thing up and see what you get in the box. Included in the box is the Monolith itself with rounds inside, and the instructions. Now unfortunately the Monolith does not come with any kind of rechargeable battery, so it will require 6 D-style batteries. The battery compartment is located on the left side of the blaster. As far as sling mounts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a Picatinny style rail on top. Of course, right here is the hopper. It holds 40 rounds, and this switch right here is how you open it. So this hopper opening is very large, but I am very annoyed by how loosely this goes up. Even though I like how large this door is, I think this whole situation could be very frustrating during a game. There is an electronic lock, so when the hopper door is open, you cannot rev the blaster. With the 6D batteries in the stock, this blaster is extremely back heavy. So this thing is claiming no kind of FPS or rate of fire, but it's a full auto flywheel blaster. So operation goes as follows. Assuming you have rounds in the hopper, you can hold down the rev trigger and pull the main trigger to continuously fire in full auto. I'm not sure what kind of agitation system is being used here, so it might require some shaking. Let's fire it to get a sense of feeding and rate of fire. That performance seems very, very disappointing. We are getting a ridiculously slow and inconsistent rate of fire. Now that we've kind of got to see this thing in action, let's take it outside and put it over the chronograph. Loaded up, of course, I have the included tactical strike rounds. 101, 97, 98, 99, duplicate 99, and 100. So when you're singling the blaster, it basically fires at the rival standard. Now let's head back inside and I'm going to share my final thoughts. So what are my final thoughts on the Dart Zone Monolith? Overall, unless you're seeing some redeeming quality that I'm missing, this blaster is not worth your time. It doesn't really work well. The overall feeding and full auto capability are probably the worst I've seen in a blaster, and as something being advertised as a competitive blaster, this is borderline unacceptable. And while yes, rewiring this thing to run on a LiPo or some other kind of rechargeable battery would really help with the weight, I'm pretty sure the issue with the feeding is systemic. The overall design of this hopper really limits this thing. If you're looking for a full auto rival style blaster, literally every Nerf brand full auto rival blaster is better than this thing. In concept, this blaster is pretty cool because I think they were trying to pull elements from the Nemesis and the Perses and kind of combine them into this one blaster. If it was well executed with a rechargeable battery and very reliable and fast feeding, I would be extremely happy with this thing. But it definitely doesn't do those things, and it's a pretty big letdown. If you are looking for a full auto rival blaster, you can actually get a red Perses right now at Walmart for $35 US. Now if you're watching this in 5 years, of course this is not going to be relevant, but seriously, the Perses was a $100 blaster at $35. It is amazing. The Perses is seriously better than this blaster in every way. Amazing ergonomics, it comes with a rechargeable battery, super fast rate of fire. This thing is probably one one of the best Nerf blasters ever made. The Monolith just feels like a Diet Perses gone wrong. It's definitely nowhere near as nice. So that is my take on the Adventure Force Monolith. I would love to hear your thoughts. I will have a link in the description if you are determined to buy this thing, but I will also have a link to the $35 Perses, which is a much better option. Have a good one. Subscribe if you don't want to miss my next video, and happy blasting.